It's the Time Pals with another mini episode. This week, Shadow Spard and I are crawling out to the Fallout, taking our nostalgia-irradiated brains into Fallout 4. We're talking the newest remake, our most memorable vault adventures, best and worst companions, and the most terrifying enemy encounters we've had. And we'll maybe toss in a little bit about the newest TV show. So Shadow, it's been almost a decade since Fallout 4's original release, and you've been screaming at me every time I make a Fallout reference on the show about how much you hated Fallout 3. So before anything else, just to get the rad out of your goddamn system, why do you dislike Fallout 3 so much, and what made Fallout 4 better for you?
Well, I mean, I had to write out this nice long, I don't know what to call it.
How do you have
rant,
this many thoughts and you have to put it to paper?
Well, otherwise we'd be here for hours, so I figured I'd just quickly write something that quickly goes over everything that I hate about it.
Okay, I can just see the hate clips now. I really can. God damn.
But I had a little comedic charm to it, I guess we'll say. So here we go. Ready?
All right. Yes. God damn it.
Fallout 3, the game that boldly asked, what if we rebuilt civilization? But actually, let's not, because that sounds too hard. Starting with the Capital Wasteland is a place where it's been 200 years since nuclear Armageddon, but everyone's still living in makeshift shacks made of metal sheets and poor decisions. You'd think one person would have taken up engineering and figured out how to properly rebuild structures or the concept of fixing things. But nope, humanity peaked with the toaster and then collectively called it and settled with what was left. Now let's talk about the main quest, which revolves around water. You know, the thing that literally that's required for life and that everyone seems extremely chill about not having. The entire plot is basically, please turn on the big water machine. And when you finally get to flip the switch, the game hits you with, you must sacrifice yourself, chosen one. Even though you're standing right next to a giant super mutant whose whole personality is radiation is my love language. But sure, you go in, you've earned it. I know later on in one of the DLCs they patched that so you could continue playing the game after completing the main quest, but at the time it was like, oh, game over? Okay. Then we have the combat, which feels like firing guns filled with wet spaghetti. Bethesda looked at FPS mechanics and said, yes, but what if it were bad? Thank God for the VATS, which lets you freeze time like it's a Zack Snyder movie and politely request the game to please land a bullet somewhere near the enemy's
You're bringing
code.
Zack Snyder into this show too.
Yes. Now, let's never forget the meme. Fallout 3 is basically Oblivion, but with guns, and I 100% agree with that. Oh boy, the karma system. Steal a fork? You monster. Disarm a nuclear bomb? You get a pat on the back. Shoot a guy in the head because he was rude to you? Meh, nobody cares. NPCs roam around with the charisma of damp laundry. Dialogue options range from lawful good Boy Scout, chaotic evil gremlin, boring middle option that does nothing. It's the only game where talking to people feels like trying to emotionally connect with a houseplant. And
that's like 30% of our audience, you jackass.
And can we discuss the towns? Megaton is a thriving metropolis of 17 people, I think, and half of them never move from their spot. It's less of a town and more of a post-apocalyptic waiting room. Meanwhile, raiders respawn infinitely because nothing says immersive world building like raiders being grown in underground raider factories, ready to sprout by running at you and screaming into your bullets every 8 minutes.
Okay, DLC spoilers, but whatever.
And finally, the game crashes so often, it could be classified as a form of modern performance art. Bethesda didn't ship a game. They shipped an experimental instability simulator. The true apocalypse was the number of times the game crashed on startup, the main menu, during the tutorial, and exiting the vault. Eventually, one day, I was able to get it stable enough to finally get to play with minimal crashing. eventually beating the game, but I regretted every moment of it. So again, Fallout 3 sucks. It is one of the worst games ever made. You will never change my mind on it.
You feel better now?
Yes,
You
much better.
waited. I want to say we've probably name dropped that shit since last year, and you kept saying, "I wait until I do my Fallout 3 rant," and it didn't disappoint. I'll admit to you. So
thank you. I put so much thought into that and how to fit all that in there with not going too much on a tangent. But
how
there
are
you
you?
go.
You're sweating. Your skin is red. You look very upset. We'll take a quick break.
Feels good.
Yep, get that feng shui. I got you. So my favorite Fallout games are technically 2 in New Vegas. I don't really share the idea that Fallout 3 was trash, but I'm also not in the group that thinks that somehow it's a more amazing than 4. I will grant it to you. It was a buggy mess, but it did what GTA 3 did, where it took a 2D property, if you've played Fallout 2, and it gave it some life. It did something different. It became immersive. No, crashes and stuff withstanding, but it did it in a way where it became hopeful that they were going to make it better. It's Bethesda. It never really did. I mean, New Vegas to me is a superior game, and it was famous for crashing all the fucking time.
But
The
that wasn't
setting
even.
was
But
better.
that wasn't even Bethesda. That was
Oh,
Obsidian.
that's right, Obsidian. They were able to take the world and be like, "Oh, okay, we
Right.
can do this again."
Right.
In fact, we'll talk about it later, but my favorite vaults and stuff aren't even in 3. They're all in New Vegas and some of them in 4. But one of the issues I had with 4 is that the world they do build is almost like too colorful, where 3 feels like it's isolated. It's all new, so like if you were a fan of 2, you didn't know what monsters were going to be poured over, so there was some like excitement still. And then it's it gave you, like, almost headcanon, where 4 tried to fill it in, and they just barely scratched the surface on what life was like pre-bombs, you know what I mean, all that stuff, and there's something there with 4 that they don't do that I kinda it's almost like they tease you with it, just like your poor Zack Snyder and the potential of any sequels ever for Superman. They tease you with what's gonna happen, and then they don't do it, and they make that decision because they have a story to tell, which in my opinion both 3 and 4 have the same story. They just kinda swap out who's important. There's a really good meme where it just goes down like all these epic things, it's all about finding the Garden of Eden kit in the earlier games. Now it's all about, I gotta find my dad, and then 4 comes along and it's, I gotta find, my son.
son.
Yeah, right? New Vegas is some asshole shot me in the head, and I'm gonna shoot him in the face.
Right. Just a simple revenge story.
Yes, and it's fucking amazing, and it just because it doesn't have that, like, overhang of, like, something epic is going on in the background, but instead I'm gonna go fuck around in this other town. There's no, like 2 is a good example. There's no, like, society that I came from that's going to die if I don't find this working chip to clean up the
Right.
world, and you're almost encouraged to just be shitty and do whatever you want.
Right.
With that said, one of the reasons why 3 will never be better than Vegas for me, I did like the setting. I know some people hated it because it came after
Oblivion.
Oblivion, thank you. So Oblivion has this part where you come out of the caves and stuff, and then everything is all like bright and everything. And it's really, really impressive. When you play Fallout 3, I think people forget, but the world opens up, you finally get out of the vault, and the first thing you see is just this mess of gray. And you're just like, oh, this game is kind of ugly.
Right.
I don't mind it. Again, it gives me that feeling of isolation, but it's an ugly fucking game. You know what I mean? Like everything is everywhere. I get it. I thought 4 at least gave you more open area, so it felt, a little bit clearer in your brain where you're supposed to be going and stuff. Like one piece of gray marble looks the same as one piece of other broken gray marble in Washington D.C. It all blends in together, and it had a game breaking bug where I remember loading an area where for some reason it spawned an enemy that I couldn't see. And so every time I tried to quick load it, the enemy would basically spawn on top of me and kill me immediately. And I had to go backwards hours because you don't know that's going to happen, right?
Right.
Backwards,
how do you plan for that?
right? You don't, right? So you go backwards, and then I'm like, oh, okay, well, this will never happen again, I guess. And it's a common thread throughout all of the Fallout series. So that's my only real way to say, hey, look, the one I played the entire game on bats. You're not wrong about spaghetti guns. That shit sucked. Either you played it on VATS or you just got power glove fists and you just punched it in the face because you didn't want to risk shooting anything farther than
Right.
7 feet.
There was no point in shooting.
There is none. I'm not even. That's what I'm saying. Like other games did it better. Fallout 4, I think, fixed it for what it was going to be from here on in. Honestly, but yeah, don't agree with the hate on 3. But I'm glad you got it out of your system because now we can move on. We can both heal together, just in different ways. In different ways.
Or I can finally just let all the hate go.
Yeah,
Now
I
that
have a
got it
feeling
out.
it's just gonna build up again because, like, one of the things we're about to talk about is the Fallout 4 remake / anniversary just came out, and the first note everybody had when they announced it was, "Why now? Why not 10 years from now, and we can miss it?"
Or everyone was expecting Fallout 5 or something.
Yes.
Or I know people were much more expecting, since the Oblivion remaster came out. It's like, oh, logically, they must be gonna announce a remaster of the Fallout
Yeah.
games or something.
Yeah. 1
But
and
no,
2 new.
anniversary.
Yeah. Well, so as you probably may or may not know, but the modding community in Fallout is huge, and they've been remaking 1 and 2, and a lesser extent 3 for what?
I've heard about that.
Yeah.
Remaking it within the Fallout 4 engine.
Yeah.
Then you have that other group that reconstructed London or something.
Yes. Yeah. Fallout London is
This
amazing.
whole bigger expansion than you can ever imagine.
There's even ones where they're like high-resing the 2D images from 2 and just letting you play with that. So now it's like big and bright again. And that's actually what I thought they would do, quite frankly.
Just fix it, yeah.
Just fix it. Well, we're dumb. We will buy the shit out of that. We've already bought 4, but I'll let you kind of take us through like the basics of what was wrong with the anniversary, because I know you played some of it.
I mean, I guess I must be like the lucky few, because I don't know. Most people were saying like, oh, it's unplayable as soon as it came out. People couldn't play their game. I assume it's because most people have modded the crap out of Fallout 4 that they don't even know
what it was,
what was in the base game anymore. They're just like, oh, right, that was in one of the mods or something.
You know what they probably did, honestly, Shadows? They went, you know what this game needs? It needs to be put into post-apocalyptic Washington, D.C. There's got to be a bunch of gray statues. This time it won't crash and it'll be good.
Yeah, literally the only issue I guess I had was when I try to exit to desktop, it feels like it takes like 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Like the loading time just took longer for it to close down. That's the only thing that I noticed that was different. But in terms of crashing, haven't had a crash yet.
That feels
Everything
like a
else
trick
seems
by
to be
Steam,
moving.
so you can't get your money back.
I don't know. I just feel like everyone who's yelling and screaming about, oh, this anniversary edition is broken. It broke Fallout 4 again. And I'm just sitting here like, no, it's working fine.
Did they do anything with the graphics or anything, or is it pretty much the same? Because the Fallout 4 looked good.
It's the same. It's just like what they did with Skyrim's anniversary edition, that you're basically just paying for a bunch of Creation Club stuff that now they just call it Creation now, or Creations.
That's how we save some money, is we getting rid of the word club in there.
Yeah. And I don't know how it works that I assume they must compensate the authors something.
God,
they probably give them like a flat rate. They're just like, here. And then they just throw it in to this new anniversary edition pack.
Huh.
They said it's like over 150 of them, but I can't imagine all of it is great. So,
oh my God,
I haven't gone to like explore like every little detail, but I'm looking forward to seeing more. Been playing it at work,
and it's running well. So I mean, it's not like they gave you something unstable, because that was the big thing that everybody was saying immediately was, hey, this thing is broken. Why'd you release an anniversary edition of a broken game?
Right.
You apparently are the exception.
Yeah, I must be. Your
hate is guiding you, where it doesn't matter. Like, you could crash 8 million times. You're just like, as long as it's not Fallout 3.
Right. I'm more forgiving of it or something. But I don't know. I mean, started a new game, and maybe that was key. Maybe so many people just thought, oh, I'll just jump right back into my previous character, and who knows, anything could
and it's gone. Yeah. Interesting. I was looking it up because I don't have the remake or the remaster. So I was looking it up, and I found this quote that I loved, where when it was released on Steam, I think one of the top comments was that Bethesda has no fans, it has victims.
Right.
I agree with this.
The 1990s If you're a Gen X or even a Zennial, the music raised us. Join me, Naomi Carmack, on a trip back to visit your favorite artists of the decade on the Dope Nostalgia podcast. I talk with the hitmakers and discuss their biggest hits and catch up on where they are now. We also talk about the big stars with friends and experts. Dope Nostalgia. Listen today on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever podcasts are served.
I agree with this
Right.
totally.
I mean, I will say I'm still burned from Starfield.
Right.
I did not enjoy Starfield. I tried my best to play it for like 2 weeks, and I just kept asking myself while I'm playing, I'm like, am I having
Why?
fun? And the
Yeah.
answer was just, no, I'm really
No.
not. I feel like I'm just playing just to see if I can get something more fun. Maybe I haven't unlocked,
Yeah.
something yet to really enjoy the game.
Yeah.
But nah, just after a while, I'm just like, I'm not having fun with this. So
Did you ever play Outer Worlds?
I did try that game, the Game of the Year edition with that one.
Yeah.
Also
Same
didn't
thing, huh?
hook me.
Interesting.
I mean, I feel like I should give it more of a chance, but
If it didn't hook you yet, it's not going to. It's one of those ones where obviously it's by the guys who did some of the Fallout stuff, so it
yeah,
feels
the
like that.
Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
the same guys. So
Exact same guys. I
thought maybe I could, but it seems like they took Fallout 3 New Vegas and they just kind of ran with that, and it's not hooking me. So I'm like, I feel like I'm playing a different version of Fallout 3.
So for me, it's the writing is really good in it. But the game itself doesn't feel like an upgrade to any, not even to 4. It's almost the same game.
Oh.
But the writing is fantastic. Like I would go for the writing again. But other than that, it's the same game. It's just spacey.
Okay.
So when they made Starfield, I'm like, I wonder if it's going to do anything different than Outer Worlds. And I guess it was, and I thought you described it perfectly. It's as wide, as vast as an ocean, but as deep as a puddle.
Yep.
Because at least
Perfect way to describe Starfield.
and that's the reason why I never bought it. Because Outer Worlds is not huge. It's not a giant game. It's a very contained, this is a story about this. It just feels like it's big, but it's really not. And then it has an ending. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like this giant thing you're going to get lost in the way like Fallout 4 is. But it at least it got me long enough to finish the whole game. And I thought, okay, cool. Good experience. Not like mind breaking, you know what I mean? But good, moved on.
Well, I do want to give a shout out to Star Wars Genesis, I believe. It's a big mod conversion of Starfield, but it's in the Star Wars universe.
Interesting.
So I've been keeping an eye on it because they've been having different factions. You can be part of the Mandalorians. You could join, I think, the Black Suns.
Nice.
I don't know if there's I think it's one of those loose canon lores where it's like there's I think the Republic and the Resistance and
are all together.
The Rebel Alliance are there. So it's like you can join any faction, but it doesn't make any sense that all of them exist at the same time. So I at least appreciate that they put it in there just to be like, I don't know, maybe you like to be all of the good guys,
Yeah. You know what? Fucking why not? It's a mod. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Honestly, yeah. Why the fuck not?
I'm sure they've got the same thing with the Empire, Sith Empire, whatever the bad guys were in the sequel trilogy. I choose not to remember the sequel trilogy. So
honestly, that's an interesting idea. I got to check that. It's called Star Wars
Genesis, I believe.
Interesting. Yeah. That's a Star Trek name instead, all over the place.
And I believe they're there's last I heard they were working on like the Sith Empire like starting quests or something. So I mean, I'm not sure if they're doing full voice acting or they have some voice acting in it. So
wow,
it's one of those things you hope that Bethesda doesn't shut it down or something. But
yeah,
so far they've been pretty open. They're not like Blizzard where they will shut that shit down.
We're not Nintendo. You know what I mean? Or
Nintendo even. Yeah.
I
think they know that if they let fans create this kind of stuff, especially in Starfield's case, it will actually get people to be like, hey, I want to play that mod, so I got to buy Starfield.
Starfield.
Boom, Bethesda, you get your money from people.
Well, honestly, I always saw it as, hey, these guys fix our game for us all the time. At some point in time, we'll just repackage it, call it an anniversary edition.
Might as well. But anyway, I know we're digressing. And
So, obviously wanted to kind of keep it Fallout 4. For the Fallout franchise is fucking huge. I mean, you and I collectively probably spent 400 hours total in that the entire
Oh, let's
world
see. I
combined.
can check. Fallout 4 so far 344 hours.
I'm not even surprised. Not even, I want to say if you combine, again, Fallout 4 was not my favorite. I'm probably like 200 in Fallout 4 and like maybe 200 in New Vegas, like 100 in 3. You know what I mean? It's
Okay.
crazy the number of hours I spent. And 3 was only because I, just like you were saying, at some point I'm like, they're gonna fix this. There'll be a mod for this shit. It'll be fine.
Right.
The way to fix it was to make it Star Wars, I guess. So
Yeah.
take me to your most memorable. You could do this all night, and this is a popular topic, but we'll pick one. So when you were playing your either the anniversary edition or the last or the original version, what was your most memorable Vault experience?
As a
We'll
whole, I just remember, I don't know if I don't think they were in Fallout 4, but I just always love the thinking of the concept of Vault 68 and 69
Oh yeah,
with those
yeah.
two. What would really happen if there's 999 men and one woman stuck in a vault, and then vice versa, 999 women and one man
Stuck
in a
in another
vault?
one.
What would happen socially? What would happen?
So I want to say, and you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't the 99 men and one woman didn't it turn into where the woman ended up leading out all the dudes?
I think so. I think all the men, are pretty much what you would expect from a female streamer, that they've
Yeah.
got their simps.
Yeah.
They're,
Yeah.
worship the one woman, be like, whatever you need,
Yeah.
we are
Baby,
here for
got
you.
you. I'll give my life to you, my queen.
But I think it was the opposite for the one poor guy that was just getting bossed around by all the women.
I think that you're right. Shit. There's a couple for me. I'm like, one of my favorite ones, it's not even canon, but Penny Arcade invented one where it was
Mhm.
essentially a man who was by himself in a vault with something like 100 puppets or sand puppets or something. And he
Really?
invented this whole society where there was like political intrigue and stuff just to keep himself from going crazy. And at some point in time, the vault doors open and him and like this one puppet who they had to run away because they killed like the overseer puppet.
Really?
So because they were going to be wanted for puppet murder. And like they just go out on this adventure, and they did it all with Bethesda's blessing. And it was one of those ones where I've heard they've tried to put little bits of like that lore in the future games, but I have no idea if that's true or not. But I've always liked that. My main one though is Vault 114 because I fucking love Nick Valentine. Should surprise nobody. My Time Pal avatar is an android,
Right.
right?
Makes perfect sense.
Exactly. Except instead of solving crimes and shooting death claws, I whine about Mr. Perfect, how he needed a title run, and I pretend to enjoy John's movie references. But that's kind of it.
And make Macho Man references, probably.
Oh, all day. That's all anybody sends me and DMs me all day, and they assume I've never seen it before. I guarantee you, if it's Macho Man, I've seen it already.
You've seen it
I've seen
at least once before. If I ever find something, I'm like, I know if I just send Mike this, he's gonna explain to me exactly what that was, when it aired. Anyway, before we get on wrestling.
No, yeah, right. Fucking the worst episodes on the planet. So real brief, Valentine harkens back to noir radio shows, detective TV shows that I only really knew from Nick at Night reruns, but hearing him talk and doing the whole like synth trying to hold on to memories of humanity, even though he doesn't really have them, makes me a hypocrite because I just spent an episode with John ripping into Star Trek The Next Generation's Data, who is alive for the same fucking reason. However, love that vault. It's not so much what's in it as it is that it introduces you to that concept. And that fills a lot of Fallout 4. You got this brand new faction you've never seen before. It's not in 3. It's not in New Vegas. A great character who he was my companion for fucking ever. Just super fun. And one of the first times where Fallout 4 showed me a vault where I'm like, oh, this is good. You know what I mean? It's good. It's a good little contained world. Has a companion at the end of it. Again, my absolute favorite ones are all in the other games because they're super weird and creepy. Fallout 4's got a few of those, but I think they forgo that for DLC later. It was interesting because they put a lot of the creepier shit in stuff you have to buy. But hey, it is what it is.
Right.
114, Vault-Tec designed this as a social experiment to do reverse hierarchy. Think like BioShock's first game, but designed to fail, and it pit all the richest and brightest against each other until all that was left are these robots. And again, pretty cool. You know what I mean? It was all super fun. Any memories of Fallout 4's enemy encounters?
Well, I remember trying to play on the hardest difficulty, not the survival one, but just hearing about, if you play on the hardest difficulty, you run into more legendary enemies, which means you get more legendary loot. Well, of course, in the beginning, it was obviously very difficult when you run into legendary enemies like every other enemy encounter.
Right.
There's just a lot of like trying to find cover somewhere, and hopefully the pathing, they can't hit you, but you can hit them.
Right.
And hopefully you had enough ammo, because it just felt like bullet sponges.
Right.
Which, I don't know. Whenever games do that, you turn up the difficulty, you take more damage, and enemies take a lot more damage to kill. I don't know if that's the best thing to do, but I mean, I guess that's the only thing most games can do to make things harder.
It's almost like we went into detail in its own episode called Shadow Spartan Gets Hard for Hard Games.
Right. But at least when they added survival mode, that at least made it harder, but at the same time, not more difficult for the player. Just you had to play it differently in order to get through the game. And I still love survival mode, so I still recommend it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I don't, I was always too much of a puss to do survival mode. I fucking save scum all to hell every single game. Again, the only reason why I was even able to come back to Fallout 3 was I saved scum an hour or two beforehand. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, even though it fucking broke, I could at least had a way to go backwards.
Right. But I understand for a lot of people, save scumming, especially in a game that's unstable and it's crashed on you too many times. So you know what? I don't hate on people that's like, no, I understand. You don't want to lose an hour of progress.
Right.
I just got done playing the Thief Gold.
Yeah.
And that I just said to myself, I'm like, okay, if I die, I got to restart the whole level. And I could be 30 minutes to an hour into this level at the end in some bullshit pathing, or my character is climbing a ladder and he didn't jump correctly or something, or he didn't catch a ledge, and then, there goes the run.
Dude, speaking of speed runs, I've heard that's the reason they don't speed run 3 or 4, or Vegas for that matter, is because no game is stable enough to handle a speed run.
I've heard a lot of speed runs are ruined because of it, yes.
Yeah, I've heard they cannot do them. Basically, the real speed run is like how much of the game you can get to before it crashes and all the friendship companions you made along the way. That's basically all it is.
Have you seen what they do, though? I don't know if it's Fallout 3 or if it's Vegas, where you have to shoot like a grenade launcher into the air, and then you have to time it like right as it hits you. Pause or skip time or something.
Yeah, that's right.
And suddenly it increases your movement speed.
Yeah.
And so you zoom through the map, but it looks so annoying because every time, like within a second, you zoom across the map, so it has to stop, through a loading screen to load up that next portion of the map.
Oh God.
And somehow these speedrunners know exactly, I gotta look this way, and then on the like 10th or 20th loading screen, I should be right there at the door that I'm supposed to be at. It's insane.
That feels very New Vegas, just because I can only imagine in that vast desert someone getting bored enough to being like, let me see what happens when I blow myself up.
Yeah, who discovered that? It sounds like one of those things, like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna, shoot this in the air, and like right as it hit him, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna wait for time, just see what happens. And lo and behold, I just increased my movement speed.
Then they high-five themselves in the dark, because all of us Fallout players are the same. You play this game not to have friends. So any memories of your best or worst companion?
Best and worst companion. I mean, I still like having dog meat with me all the time, just having a dog run around. And there's something just satisfying when he'd run up to an enemy and grab their arm, and then I can just land an easy headshot.
Here's how fucked up Fallout 3 is for me. This is, again, I know this is not an anti-Fallout 3 podcast, but it's going to be just for a second. I saw the dog in the box. I was told his name was Dog Meat. There's a dog you can get in the second game. I think maybe the first one too. It's all based off Mad Max, so they give you a dog sometime.
Oh, you're right. That's where it goes.
I
didn't know that.
Oh yeah. So there's a whole, I went hours and I kept thinking to myself, when did they introduce the dog? He's all over the ads and shit. And got to the end of the game, no fucking dog. Later on, I read that there's like a 0.0 something % chance that if you walk a certain direction before you do a certain thing, the dog doesn't show and never shows. And I did it. And I don't know how. I played the game absolutely normal, and I wanted a fucking dog the entire time. And I kept thinking, well, there's missions where they talk about a dog. It's gonna happen, right? Never happened. Never saw a dog made
Never.
through my entire playthrough of 3.
Damn.
Yeah, it sucked. The first thing I did in 4 is I shot him.
You thought I was an angry dog.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. For me, my worst one was Deacon. I don't know. Did you ever go down the railroad storyline in 4?
Just to get the achievement. But otherwise, I don't give a shit for the railroad
Yeah, neither
group.
did I.
If I can kill them, I always kill them every time. Like, nah.
Railroad. The only reason why I know is that was one of those scumming things where I was curious about what happens when you go down that line. So Deacon is basically a spy, and his only perk is that he makes your stealth better, which makes no sense. It makes no sense. This game is kind of the game bugs out all the fucking time using stealth anyway, and your companion is a walking stealth bug. Like, it sucks. And then on top of that, he's an annoying human where they give him like a sarcastic personality. So he's shouting comments the whole time while you're in stealth, and it's stupid. It's dumb. I feel like I should have Googled it, but I feel like if you looked up all the worst ones, he's probably right up there. There's no reason.
He's got to be.
Yeah, there's no reason to keep him. Because his only thing is he makes sure you're sneaking better. That's all he does.
He's just standing in the background like, good job. You're doing a good job. Yeah, I don't know. For me, the worst has to be one of the robots.
How dare you?
Codsworth or Curie.
Oh, yeah, Codsworth was an intro. I didn't even know. I never brought him on anything.
I mean, I'm trying to remember if Ada... Did she also have like that big laser beam that some of the other robots have? I don't know if she
did. I don't remember if that's her or not.
Yeah. I always hated those enemies because...
Yeah,
it felt like a ticking time bomb. Not the ones with the nukes, but you see that big laser that's building up. You're like, fuck, cover! I gotta find cover.
And then the game crashes anyway, and you're like, shit, that's a really good weapon.
Right?
Are you into the TV show?
I really enjoyed the first season. It how to say? I'm glad it was like its own separate story. It's not trying to somehow bring any of the fallouts to live action. It's like, no, we're going to just take the world and we're just going to create our own little story. And I'm like, you know what? That is great. I'm so glad they did that. That way they could just have their references and, the Brotherhood of Steel, which I'm sure most people were just looking forward to, like, oh boy, what are they going to do with them?
Yeah.
It was interesting what they did.
Too. I like how they did it. The first time, whenever I describe the show, I'm like, there's 3 storylines at once, and the weakest one is the Army Brotherhood of Steel one in terms of just like character. But at the same time, it's not weak in the sense that it's a bad storyline. It's just the other 2 are more interesting because you're getting all up. The Vault for one, you get this undead cowboy for the other, and you're kind of watching an army movie in between. But at the same time, like you can take all 3 of those and you can make a season of something. They just combine them all. I'm like, it's fucking great. Because just like you're saying, it almost lets you feel what it's like if you pick different paths in your game.
In a way, like, if you pick different starting stories or something, that's kind of how it would be. I'm sure if he, what's his name? The Nolan brother. I can't remember his first name. The creator of the show.
Oh, yes.
I wonder if maybe they had a lot of meetings going like, okay, are we just going to tell one linear story?
Yeah.
And would it be about the Brotherhood, or should we make up another vault and figure out something there? And I'm sure they just had some pretty cool ideas, and they're like, well, let's see if we can fit all this in to one narrative. And at the end, they all connect together in some way.
And they don't do the Star Wars thing where they constantly have like every callback you can fit into a thing. You know what I mean? Like, people are like, oh, there's no Death Claws, there's no super mutants. I'm like, yeah, fucking good.
Yeah, or save it for season 2 because we saw a Death Claw in that one. So it's like, I'm glad they aren't just throwing so many in there that it starts to feel like, oh, they're like stormtroopers. They're just, a dime a dozen. Instead, it's like, no, this thing is going to be a threat in season 2. This is something you run from. This isn't an easy thing you just fight.
They gave us a mutant axolotl with finger teeth. And I went, oh, there's so much stuff we could still do. There's so much stuff. I think it's fucking terrifying. And it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. That was a good episode. That was terrifying.
Yeah, it was great. It's like I said, I'm a huge fan of the show. I'm looking forward to 2, which it's going to take a lot of the elements from Fallout New Vegas. I shouldn't say a lot. Obviously, it's in New Vegas.
It's pretty much. Yeah. I wonder if Nolan, went and replayed it, and he's like, okay, I got a lot to work with here.
Well, the thing I like about Vegas, and I hope you give New Vegas a chance because of it, is the world that they make. One, it's like West Coast style, so it makes you kind of feel like home a little bit.
Oh yeah, nostalgic, I'm sure.
Yeah, and but at the same time, it's also if you're gonna do the post-apocalyptic thing, they really mess with the character design a lot, and I do like
Okay.
it. Like they introduce these guys in Vegas who are all like Elvis fanatics, right? They don't
Right.
know who Elvis is. They've seen pictures of him everywhere. They call him
Oh.
he's the king, right? So they assume that he's actually royalty. So they all dress like
Oh.
priesters. And then in the snippet in the trailer for the new show, you see them, but they're all ghouls. And I'm like, down. I am totally down. They've got the pompadours and
Huh.
shit. Yeah, so all these little things. I don't wanna spoil to the main, like, guy in the, not the Mr. Handy robot, but the whatever the robots are called. They're
Mhm.
these, security kinda robot guys, and you see one, and it's a main villain from the game, and I'm like,
Mhm.
"Holy shit, he's in this." You know what I mean? So, it really,
Hey.
really rad. You're gonna I'm hoping if they pull it off, it's gonna be done in such an amazing way, and on top of that, fucking Macaulay Culkin's in it. Like,
Oh,
there's
really?
yeah.
Wow.
There's a brief shot of Macaulay Culkin, like, grabbing somebody by the throat, and I went, "I'm in." Fucking Home Alone
Huh.
is in a Fallout movie TV show.
I missed it. I didn't see in the
Oh,
trailer. It
link
must have happened
in your
so
miss
quick.
it. Yeah, oh my it's so fast, and I saw him, I'm like, "That's fucking Mac." You know what? We did our mini. We're actually at perfect time.
Oh, really? 'Cause I still got my positive rant on Fallout 4.
Please do. I would like for everyone to sit down and enjoy Shadow Spartan's last soliloquy about the merits of Fallout 4.
Why Fallout 4 is the greatest cultural achievement since Fire. Let's get one thing straight. Fallout 4 isn't just a video game. It is a lifestyle, a philosophy, a religion, and possibly a legally actionable addiction. People say, "Oh, but the story is weak." Buddy, I didn't come to the wasteland to find my son. I came here to hoard every screwdriver in Boston like I'm preparing for the world's saddest Carpenter-themed apocalypse. The gunplay, beautiful, stunning, revolutionary. It's the first Fallout game where shooting a gun actually feels like shooting a gun, and not like shaking a metal tube full of angry marbles. And the crafting system, oh baby, it's a feature so dangerously fun that people spend 40 hours building a settlement, then forget what the entire main plot was even about. Find Sean? Sorry, I'm too busy wiring together a nightmarish network of laser turrets that could vaporize God himself. Speaking of settlements, yes, Preston Garvey will never shut the hell up. Yes, Preston, I'll go help another settlement for the billionth time. Yes, every settler has the personality of a wet saltine. But I'll be damned if building a 12-story neon-lit monstrosity named Fort Kickass isn't one of the most spiritually fulfilling experiences a human can have. And the companions? Listen, if you haven't truly lived until you've watched Dogmeat teleport into existence directly in front of you, blocking the doorway while you're carrying 400 pounds of desk fans, or until Piper judges your every life choice like your very own post-apocalyptic big sister. The armor customization. Mwah.
I did.
You slap a few metal plates onto your jumpsuit and suddenly you're a one-person tank with the fashion sense of a garbage bin that joined the military. And don't even get me started on the power armor. This isn't just wearable gear. It's a walking refrigerator of death. It turns you from guy with pipe gun to metallic god among insects in 0.2 seconds. And yes, you will fall off buildings because you're too excited to remember gravity exists. The world itself is incredible. How can you hate a game where you can fight a giant glowing radioactive death lizard, befriend a robot detective, join a secret society of fashionable railroad enthusiasts, build a medieval castle with cannons, accidentally shoot a settler because you thought they were a raider? It's ridiculous, it's chaotic, it's full of heart. It's full of junk items of questionable value that you will never stop collecting. Fallout 4 is not perfect, but it is, however, perfectly Fallout, perfectly stupid, perfectly wonderful, and that, my friends, is why it stands among the greatest games ever made. Thank you. Restore the Snyderverse.